Hi there, my name is Julia and I work for the City of Clive Public Works Department. And I know that it's that time of year, the days are getting longer. We're starting to think about some spring projects that we can do to maybe add a little curb appeal. So because I work with the Stormwater Assistance Program and the soil quality restoration and the annual tree sale, I thought I would just make a little video to talk about a few projects that you might be thinking of doing that would be eligible for some reimbursement. So the Stormwater Assistance Program is also called SWAP. Um, and we like to recognize the homeowners who are contributing to the city stormwater goals. So some of the things that I thought might be something you're thinking about that would be eligible for our program would be something like a broken concrete patio. Maybe you've always wanted to repair that. And my thought was maybe instead of replacing the broken concrete with more impermeable concrete, what about trying permeable pavers? Or maybe you spent this last year in your house and you saw the water from the downspout causing a lot of your yard to erode and to wash away. Maybe you would put a couple rain barrels at that downspout to store and slow down that flow of water. Or, perhaps you have a patchy lawn because you've got poor soil, but the slope of your lawn makes soil quality restoration a real challenge. Maybe you're a candidate for prairie strip or turf replacement. And the other example I was thinking about was widening your driveways. So instead of kind of like that concrete patio, no concrete. Let's take that off the table and we'll think about permeable pavers instead, or maybe some permeable pavement. Because again, maybe we're going to cause more problems by adding more impermeable surface. So anyway, this video is going to be a step-by-step guide to filling out a successful application for the SWAP program to help you understand what is eligible. So in the description for this video, you will see a link to our Stormwater Assistance homepage, but I am going to pull it up for you just in case you're not familiar with our website. So let me see here. I think this is the one I want. Okay, very good. So if we went to the cityofclive.com, I just went up to the search box and I typed stormwater assistance, and the first result is Stormwater Assistance Program. So the Stormwater Assistance Program is the one that I'm talking about, and this is where you will find more information about projects that we will fund up to 50% with a limit of $4,000. And the application form is here with this link, and it's something that you will need to download. You will need to edit it. It is a fillable form. As you can see here, I'm just running my hands over the keyboard. So this is a fillable form. So you download the form, fill it out, save it, and then you will email it to us. Here's the email address that you're going to use, waterresources@cityofclive.com. This is not like other permit applications where you go to CitizenServe. This is an email only right now, just because the amount of staff time, every project is very unique. So we do ask that you send it by email, or if you want to come walk in a hard copy to us across the counter, you're welcome to do that too. If I'm not there, one of my colleagues can certainly help you. So let's take a look at a couple fictitious examples. So let's say we're going to have a house and we've got a big overall vision, but we're going to tackle only one project per year. So I'm going to show a year one and then a year two project. All right. So let me pull this up. Okay. And so here is my application form. And this application form, again, I'm going to look here. I maybe didn't point that out before. This is the first time you're probably seeing the packet. So I'm going to ask for 4 before photos from different directions, and then a site plan Sometimes you can look at it as a map or a sketch of the proposed project. I'm going to show you a couple examples. If you are a contractor or if you're doing one of the more involved technical projects, we will want you to be pretty thorough in your description and use that corresponding ISWEP checklist. I know that the checklists are not the most accessible and they're changing. The links are changing frequently, I've noticed. So don't worry if you can't find the checklist or the page number from the book. It'll just take a little longer for staff to get through your review, but we can work that out. So yeah, don't worry about that. You're going to have your cost summary, which is in the application form, and then the project schedule. There is, again, a place for this on the application form. So let's scroll down to that third page and take a look. So here's what it looks like. Well, this says 2024, but I know it's going to be 2025. I believe the website has 2025 on the list on the download. So you're going to put all your information in here. If you've got a contractor or not, you can just put homeowner as the contractor and everything's the same as above. Okay, so here's how my example is going to work. All right, so here's the amount of money that we are requesting for this project. So $75 is the flat fee that we reimburse for rain barrels. And then I can see from the checklist down here that a rain garden with native landscaping is also part of this first year project. And this homeowner is asking for $1,287.40 for a total. All right, so for a total of $1,362.40. Now, if there was no swap program, or if we ran out of money before you applied, that's okay. Don't worry about it. But whatever that cost is without the reimbursement, that's what you're going to put here in this project total cost. So in this case, $2,796.98. If you have an estimate, but not exact costs, because sometimes those plants vary, what's available and what you can actually get when you're getting the estimate and what you can get when it comes time for the project, that can change. So it's fine if it's an estimate, but we will need a hard number once the project is finished and approved and you turn in for reimbursement. So that number, we understand, could change. So do your best with that. So here we go. Because a rain barrel does not need to have a page number, that's not included here. But for the rain garden, the note here says, the Iowa Rain Garden Design and Installation Guide. There's a link for it up. I think it's on page 1 of that application packet. It's on page 30. And then for the natives that are being included, those native plants inside the rain garden, those are found on pages 63 through 72. So again, if you don't find those page numbers, don't worry about it. We'll help you. It'll just take us a little longer to process everything. So here are the categorized costs. So it's pretty important that we see a breakdown, line items. Again, if you wanted to put an estimate, you can, and we can give you that provisional approval. And then once we get the actual costs, those numbers are what we will use when it comes time for reimbursement. So we've got the brief project description on the left-hand side. The more detailed project with the timeline is over here on the right. So as soon as the project is approved, the homeowner is going to install the rain barrel. Again, it's $75. That includes stands, connecting hardware, the rain barrel itself, $75. So it would be whatever the full cost is, maybe $121. You go ahead and add that to your total, but just know that we're giving $75 flat. So it's going to, in our minds, take 1 day to cut the sod, bury the pipes, grade and place the mulch and stone down for our rain garden. And then as soon as the weather is, and the schedules all match up, the homeowner will install the plants after that. So usually there is a site visit with the stormwater resources engineer at the site, so we can just confirm or maybe make changes to the site plan if we need to. And then here is how we get the cost estimate. So again, this is just an example. If you've got a contractor who's been certified through the Iowa Stormwater Education Partnership. They should know all of this already. They should know how this kind of program works. But if not, you can always do this yourself. It's not that hard. And again, this is just an example that I made up. So you will include your estimate with your packet. You will also include a perk test. If you can do that, it helps us know sizing, if that's appropriate. We're going to look at usually the area of your roof to see if that area is appropriate for that size of garden and barrel. All right, so here's just the example that we've pulled up. And we're showing, with that red box, this is the goal of this project. And here's that actual test. It's something that you can do at home on your own. And if you need to give us a call, please do that. We love working with residents for something like this. So here's that site plan. I wonder if I need to make that a little smaller. Okay, so here's the site plan. It shows these red arrows. That's the flow of the water. And I'm looking, so that looks like the entire roof area would be 816 square feet. But the rain barrel is actually not using this roof. The rain barrel is actually using this roof, it looks like, because here it says 204 square feet. So that's something that maybe I would call just for some clarification. And then usually in my aerial, with my software, I can see where your downspouts are. It's not marked here, but I'm guessing that little nub right there is the downspout. And again, I might call or do a site visit just to verify. So this is where the rain barrel is going. And then we've got, again, this is the flow of the water, those red arrows. So here we have 6-inch depth proposed rain garden to offset 450 square feet. And so that's where the roof comes in. So half of the roof, roughly 450 square feet of this roof up above, that is where these lines, these dashed lines, that's where those pipes are going. So that's why we have the measurement for both roofs. So we have a rain barrel for the small roof and a rain garden for the two downspouts that are going and feeding this larger rain barrel. You can see the names. So the names of the plants are important, and then the placement. We're checking to see how appropriate that is. All right. And then again, that perk test, we're showing how we're going to be changing the grade. So that would be a complete whole application. And again, that's kind of like a year one example. So let's take a look at what we might do in year two. Let me pull up year two. Okay, so our year two example, I'm going to share that. All right, so here we have our packet again, Stormwater Assistance Program, also known as SWAP. We've got our 4 before photos that we're going to send in an email, along with these other items on the list. Page here shows that this project, it looks like it's permeable pavers, and they will cost $3,719.25. I am asking for half of that in this application. And here we have our categorized costs. Again, labor, equipment rental. So things that are not hard and staying in your landscape are definitely eligible. And this looks like the estimate is for a 2-day project. Permeable pavers for a 10 by 10 foot patio. Let's take a look at it on the site plan. So here we have water going. It looks like maybe we've got some sloping. And this is something that, again, we can verify with our maps here and the city offices. So we can see is this appropriate? It also looks like there's going to be a driveway extension here, but that was not part of the application. So my guess is that the driveway is going to be permeable, and so that's not eligible. Therefore, only the patio is included here. I know a lot of times we work with contractors and they want to bid everything all at once. They can bundle, maybe get savings. Perfectly fine. Just know that only the portions that help us get to our stormwater goals are going to be eligible. So again, here's that perk test for that part of the yard. Here is, those links that you had on the earlier page of the application will help you with locating where in this huge manual will I find the calculations, and you'll get instructions on how to do that. You'll fill that out, include that so that we understand that your project will be able to handle the amount of rainfall that you're proposing. I guess this is a picture of the product that we think we're going to be using. There's another one. I'm guessing that would not be eligible. But here is the estimate. And again, we're only going to take the ones that are, so for the driveway, not eligible, but the patio, again, we'll look at those product specs. Patio is what we are putting in for swap. Once the project is done, you had your pre-con. You had your pre-con with us on site. We looked at it. We understood it. We said, yes, we will approve this. You do the work. After you get the work and we get your receipts to show that you've paid for the product or you've paid your contractor, send those receipts to us, and I will get those into City Council for reimbursement. As soon as we have everything all completed, you should have a check cut in the mail the very next day, and often into your mailbox probably within that week. So if you have questions, please give us a call at Clive Public Works. It's 515-223-6231. That should be down in the description below. If you have questions, to me, I see these all the time, so I don't think that it's complicated or hard, but I understand it might be something new for you or for your contractor, especially if they aren't certified with the Stormwater Education Partnership. So I hope this helps you. And again, I welcome your questions. We do love helping residents.